Greetings everyone, and Great here for another H-Pars 3 replay. On the south side as the blue Germans, we got Zatrax018. On the north side as the red Hausa, we got Sheaintthere. When it comes to the natives of the map, we do have natives that sort of follow the theme. We got the House of Habsburgs, give you access to another big button, give you Magyar Hussars. And over here, we've got the House of Anarch, gives you a big button to provide secret band infantry. So it is a good idea to go for these natives pretty early in order to get a lot of free infantry units. Or military units. Magyar Hussars are definitely not infantry. They're pretty good cavalry. You'll kill off the local doggo and steal his broken wing, the Polish Hussar. That wolf was going to wear that into combat, you monster. Now the player has selected a deck just yet. Looks like red will kill off that witch hunter and steal his last letter home, you monster. He's not going to deliver that to his wife. Is that a randomly generated name or a custom name? Sissy Amparazzi? I have no idea if that's random generated or custom name, honestly. We have villagers now being shipped on in for the Hausa. Let's see. Relatively common age 1, age 2. Let's see. The only thing unique here is the Dane guns. Malgadi attack and train speed improve. Now they cost partial coin and influence. Reduce influence cost by 100. Increase the coin cost by 100. Not sure what's the base cost of them normally. Samina Gassina's turn icon of Gnobles a standardized military unit. Sudanese allies. A large amount of cows. They're also carrying additional food. We actually don't really see this card often. And we got the card Habanana. Oh, I butchered that one enough. Change all your second cattle and other cattle for influence. Replace them with all infant calves. That's actually not bad. That's probably a good combination with these two. Bring in a lot of cattle and then sell them all off at once. Also, I'm going to sneeze. Native treaties, cola nut cultivation. So definitely more of an influence-based stack. Those should be fun enough. Germs are aging up with the quartermaster. Over here we do have the Akin. 1v1 L. So he's going to take an L perhaps. Let's see. Looks like standard Germans, probably fast fortress, but can fight in colonial. We do have the Jaegers as well as the German Black Riders. We have a weird German Gurmskoon. The Polish Winged Hussars set the 7 wings, give you 7 winged Hussars, which is different than the Magyar Hussars. Heavy cannons, horse artillery, and some factories. The bears being unbearable. Save that one shipment. Maybe eyeing for the Hausa kingdoms. Yep, he's eyeing for that. So it gets completed as he finishes the age up. Bear being gunned down. And he will steal that bear's weaponry. Guess that bear won't have the right to bear arms. Or to arm bears. Germany bringing some settler wagons, going for a stable, eyeing for a bit of stability in his life. You also have a royal embassy deployed on the field. So what is he eyeing? He's eyeing some early Kanobos, which will cost influence right now. 100 influence. When he gets this card, it turns into non-influence based units, but he is not eyeing that. It also sets the build limit to -1, effectively makes him infinitely spammable. But right now, they cost influence and can only build up to 12. They are a native unit. Another shipment's available, and looks like it's going for stagecoaches as well as Palace Mina, gives him 300 influence and 1 Palace Builder. Or increases the build, gives 1 Palace Builder and increases building palaces by 1. Looks like that gunman does go down. Didn't use the gun well enough. Steal his exhausted carrier pigeon, and rather than trying to nurse that carrier pigeon health, you just going to straight up eat it. You monster. Launch pushing by 4. Good volley there from the Kanobas, however you pronounce it. They offer 10 melee damage with standard musketeer multiplier, so they're decent in melee. They offer higher health than normal musketeers, while also a little less damage with a bit of AoE. You may try to torch this down. It's a good flame burst there. Going straight for the Emir. And he's fine if Emir goes down, saving his palace. There's Stagecoach. Modrak can stop employing field. Another shipment available. What's this card here? Various cattle. In total, it says it will give him 4 cattle, but you also get 1 free cattle per shipment, so that's 5 cattle. Which he has plenty of cattle here, but it does take time to fatten that stuff up. Now we've got this castle here, which will do a bit of bonus damage versus these cavalrymen. Takes 1 out there, and now he's aging up with to the Berbers. The Empire has enough coin to age up, needs more food. More Ulan try to push before, but they're getting gunned down a little bit. Yes, this can decent enough with those kind of Kanobos. Right now, he's just spending free influence for a defensive army. That's actually pretty smart. You can always turn to a spammable unit later on, but right now he just wants to get some free military units for defense. Since Germany gets those free Ulans, they tend to go for Ulans to complement the Ulans. So getting out a handful of units here to help defend is not a bad idea. Got some elite Berber camel riders now deployed on the field as well. They're a relatively weird light cavalry unit. They're fast riding, or they're light cavalry, but they actually, I don't believe, have a range attack. It says they're in melee mode, but I think they only have melee attack. I'm not really sure. They have high base damage for a light cavalry unit, for a melee one. So yep, they're just basically traditional Age of Empires camels counter horses unit. Blue has go ahead and build a trading post here. It's going to help torch it down. These camel riders don't have good siege damage. Red has established this trading post here, which is the House of Fanar. Looks like this trading post will go down. We'll get 1 more volley of torches before being fully built. He's merely going for the crown lands. It is a 300 resource, or research to give you experience. For each 20 experience for each building you own. Camel riders are these Berbers actually are a very good counter to these cavalry. They do bonus damage versus all cavalry in melee. War wagons are weird, we have melee damage, or melee resistance. So the Berbers are actually pretty good against the Uhlans and war wagons opponents deploy on the field. And since they're classified as light cavalry, dragoons will not counter them. But that is a large number of these war wagons. These guys are pretty forward. And Hausa has a lot of resources. He's almost has enough resources to age on up. But for more Berbers, I do agree with that. But he does need influence. Try and torch this down. There is the aging up to the Yoruba. Berbers charging way forward. They do move at 7. These guys move a little slower at 6. The Explorer does draw a bit of fire there. And it looks like the Berbers will be microed down there. Very nice. Good focus firing there. More Berbers there. Some of these cows are actually fully or nearly fully fattened. He may need, let's see, these guys can support 10. Yeah, he has 10 out of 10 there. He needs to get out some more livestock markets. He may, let's see, these provide 13 each. So we need more livestock market for that. Now I got some skirmishers here. These skirmishers will counter the Berber camel riders. They are light cavalry. Lonnie archers now being pulled on the field. Very nice. Elite Fulani archers now being researched. Oops. Sorry about that. I really hit my microphone there. Guard torch down this trading post. You can go for some mountain monasteries. I wonder, Ethiopian mountain monasteries provide influence. Does the Greek Fanar mountain monasteries, which are just renamed mountain monasteries, will they allow the Hausa get more influence? If it does, he should have gone for that, since he's going for an influence-based build. Now I've got some of these champion Magadis. Oh boy, these are actually... These guys are really heavy infantry. They are... Looks like they're not mercenary. They are heavy. So the skirmishers will do bonus damage to them, but they're just super heavy infantry. Those skirmishers got ripped apart there. We do also have some of these champion Orbro Estor riders, which are blast cannon, militia, heavy cavalry things. I don't know what to describe them. Degrade over time, and they get high attack speed as they degrade over time. See, Magadi, they do cost 190. He does have a research to make it a bit more mixed of coin and influence. Now I got the 2 big buttons available for Hausa. Current player is aging up to the engineer, also getting a very fine coat for his people. We do now have some guard boyars now being deployed on the field, so he already has guard research in the House of Fanars. I was not expecting the boyars to be mixed on in. Lithuanians Knights are mixed armored heavy cavalry. University and another castle here. You could play this stuff out near the trading post to get in the increased influence, or near this trading post there for more increased influence. I'm not sure why he's not doing that. It's really hard to gauge the Hausa army right now since he has a lot of native units. Current player has more of a proper army, including some falconets now. He does have one shim available. He pressed in the winged hussars. Bringing the horse guns. Livestock market now being established. One shipment available. You already have to build limit for that card. He needs to sell off some cattle in order to get that in. Your max of 20 cattle, so he needs to sell off 3 cows before he can get a group of 13 in. Here comes the native. Nope. Not sure he's tying. And he's just going to do it now. Yeah, so we'll give him a 2,500 influence. He could probably invest in some food to squeeze out more influence. I don't know how much a fresh cow provides. And these guys are pretty well fattened. Now he has a lot of influence. Of course, the livestock market does go down a little bit because of that. Level 3. I don't think he has any level just yet there. We also got some priests here to heal up these units. They're very nice. More of the Magatis now being blown in the field. Let's see, do they cost population? They are, whoa, 1 population. That is actually really good. These guys are basically mercenary level units that cost only 1 population. That is very, very powerful. And they're not classified as mercenaries, so don't receive bonus damage from spies. So they don't have to worry about being shanked. We've got some Gyros now being blown in the field. Has quite a bit of food stored on up. He has only 25 villagers. He has not been maintaining village production. He's just investing into entirely influence. It also means his population hit, let's see. He has 67 military units versus opponent's 48, and he's nowhere near a pop cap. His military army size can get very high. Got some Jaegers now pulling the field. Very good light infantry. Explorer does go down. Got a decent number of these culverins for counter artillery. They are Coven Royals. We do now have the Armoratio. I don't know what that is. Armoratio. All range units. Collect more damage, so plus 5% damage. As up before, got some winged hussars here, guard winged hussars. Red's army sort of just slowly creeping way forward. That's not super great. Got some Gears tooting their horns. I think the sound bug is starting to develop. Some of the cavalry starting going down. Got some cover zones here. He's not activating the big buttons there. Might as well activate the big buttons. Wandering Outros getting some good damage there. Jaegers pretty forward. They are a good skirmisher unit. Falconets getting some damage there. They are picked off there by the culverins now. Yep, and all of Blue's army goes down, barring the Jaegers. Those will go down soon enough. German influence now being shipped on in. He needs the big buttons, get out some reinforcements. It's also going for some guard boyars. Think to follow Kwasim. I butchered your name. Got these units now pushing down south. Got a couple culverins here, blue culverins. What's this? Factory wagon. He does have stagecoaches. A stagecoach, steam powered. Guard of war wagon is now researched as well. So it's like blue was actually missing some guard upgrades in that conflict. Goes for some horse guns. Races down to one culverin. Now we're seeing the veteran Greeks. Against Red's current army, I think heavy cannons would be quite nice, but then again, I'm just biased towards heavy cannon. And Hasua has quite a bit of food stored on up, not really investing in the villagers, just slowly just building more and more. He has 14 cattle in the field. Well, 5 more of that button. It's probably a good idea just to mainly build them though. And now he's spending his influence to get in some more Culverin Royales. Number of exposed villagers there for Red to take out. Lithium Knights are a large amount upgraded. Got some SO Riders here with minimal health. He will not find the villagers. He's hunting down the villager. Got some Ulans here. I know Lithium Knights do offer 28 damage, 400 health versus 200 health, 35 damage. Both pretty much not upgraded. Got another guard of war wagons to report those units. The lawns do go down there. Got some veteran boyars. Boyars are a high attack speed heavy cavalry unit. He is utilizing infinite influence now. Howdy. Oh, sit back and enjoy. You may learn a thing or two. Any in particular? I recommend campaign's probably a good place to start. Give you at least understand the basics. Good number of units here. I suppose just let me know if you have any questions. Big thing is unit typing and counters. Obelisk guns do not do bonus damage against skirmishers. Obelisk guns, they... Oh, got a big button being pressed for Sacred Band Infantry. Obelisk guns... Oh, they're hitting all the big buttons. Music's playing. Sorry about that. Obelisk guns do not counter skirmishers. Obelisk guns are considered light infantry. They do bonus damage versus heavy infantry. Skirmishers are also light infantry, who does bonus damage versus heavy infantry. In other words, light infantry does counter heavy infantries. Heavy infantries are more just generalists. They're good against everything. Light infantries are more specialized against both heavy infantry and light cavalry. Got these heavy cavalry push way forward, takes out those culverins. War wagons are classified as light cavalry, just they're light cavalry. Don't worry what they look like. And so thus they do counter the heavy cavalry. No, skirmishers do not do bonus damage against each other. They just shoot at a long range for relatively high damage with low health. If you have trouble with your skirmish fighting against skirmishers, a couple ways to be effective against them is heavy cavalry or artillery. They tend to be bunched up like this, and so a well-placed cannon shot can do serious damage. Heavy cavalry, if you look here, this is another light infantry unit. You see here it does 40% less damage versus cavalry, while having high multiplier versus light, so they would do less damage versus all cavalry. There are a couple counter skirmisher units, but those are very rare, and you'll just have to read descriptions saying, oh, counter skirmisher. But don't worry about that for now. I suppose one big thing I have to say is, are crossbow skirmishers or do they work differently? Crossbowmen are light infantry. They're just weaker, cheaper, cost wood. There are good interim unit. Very few civilizations can really make them pull them off. Just they are light infantry, so treat them as such. But their anti-heavy multipliers is very low. For example, the crossbowman has plus 25% damage versus heavy, which is not too significant. But they still retain their full anti-light cavalry multipliers, so they're still good versus light cavalry, just not super great against heavy. Any reason to train them instead of Cossadors? Cossadors are a light infantry. Generally, probably a good thing to go is focus on the Cossadors, but there are some situations where you build around crossbows where they can be better. I say one thing that is important to teach new people is wildlife, wild food does collect up faster than from farms, so you want to eat the food on the field first before you try to farm it. Venture onto the map for your resources. Heavy cavalry now push way forward, getting a bit of damage on these units. Heavy cavalry both sides engaging, warriors can report. War wagons now intercepting the heavy cavalry there, but they're annihilating them. Got a couple heavy cannons and horse guns on the high ground there, getting some good damage. These guys are so bunched up, the heavy cannons will annihilate them. All of Red's culverins have gone down, so he no longer has any counter artillery units. War wagons starting to be brute forced forward. Blue has lost his front line. Some of his units are charging forward up the slope to gauge the artillery in melee. Got a pretty good volley there. Horse artillery is going down. This artillery does get overran, and Red does manage to push through that army with sheer volume. But he did take some losses there. But now, let's see, Blue. He's trying to go for more boyars, more war wagons. Bring a shipment of Uhlans as well. Tries to scrape out army. He's already got all of his H4 shipments in, so has to go back to H3 shipments. I say for one thing with a new player, just sit down, look at what units that, what civilization you want to play as, and look at, just take time, just look at what units counter what. Just read the multipliers and just read everything. Some plantations here, secondary colonies being established. We've got some various stuff just being torched down here. The Knights don't have good torch damage. And there's a large amount of Uhlans and boyars now heading up here. Heavy cavalry has gone down up here. East Mountain infantry is not pushed way forward. Got a round of skirmishes being pulled out by the Germans. Villagers backing on off. We do have 7 cattle here, 9 cattle here. The livestock market seems to be maxed out. He needs to start trading that. Oh, then again, I think he's not trying to sell the cattle because he's using it for the influence generation. And it looks like when they get fully fattened, their influence generation is actually pretty significant, 0.5 per second. So he's definitely eyeing just mass influence. You can bring in one of the Magyar Hussars there. Well, the amount of light... no. Amount of war wagons on the field. Oh, there's Magyar Hussar. Gets gunned down immediately. Here comes the Berber camel riders. Yeah, I don't think the mounted infantry will be super effective in this situation since there's a large number of these guard war wagons. Fun unit, but not ideal in this situation. Got a round of these horse artillery. So the housing starting going down up here. German player willing to get that stuff rebuilt, going for more Uhlans. Does not have his guard Ulan upgrade as well, so they are down tech level. And veteran skirmisher as well. He doesn't have his needle gunner royal guard upgrade either. So he is out qualityed in that aspect. That is actually causing big issues. Killed the infantry and Janus. Let's see. When it comes to Husua, it depends on what type of unit. Lonnie archers or light infantry unit. Treat them as skirmishers. Yep, you sort of have to sit down and read. If you're fighting against these archers, they are a light infantry unit. Your Janissaries will be countered by them. These Magatis are a heavy infantry unit, so your obelisk guns will do bonus damage against them. If you're having trouble, it's common for Husua to go for Fulani archers, and so you probably should generally eye your artillery, probably the Great Bombards, or your Delhi heavy cavalry to counter them. Berbers straight forward. They're of course an anti-cavalry unit. Looks like the horse artillery, some does go down. More horse artillery here, get some good damage. Over and slowly pick up all the horse artillery. Blue's front line has disintegrated. Good damage there with the remaining horse artillery, but Culveron's getting distracted by some units. One of the Culverons remains, gets a good splash hit there. But Blue's not pushing forward with all these forces. And all these units now being pursued. When it comes to Hausa, Hausa is not exactly a super common civilization people to play. So if you have trouble against them, it's probably not just you. We do have him revolting Argentina. He's a bit desperate. Which will get him, what, mounted grenadiers, right? Or cows. Yep, get some cowboy variants. A little bit desperate. Revolutionaries push forward. They are, of course, a heavy infantry unit there, countered by the Fulani archers. You now have the Granados, which are mounted grenadiers. They're the rare ranged heavy cavalry type. But now Blue's pushing forward, gets a temporary spike in units. But it's also desperate. He has basically no economy at the moment, only has a handful of coin income from the factories. Got more Berber camel riders, so it's not going to be good versus the revolutionaries. And these gauchos are a light cavalry as well. Which, of course, Berbers are light cavalry, a weird light cavalry variant. No. Only Mexico can return to Mexico. All civilizations, once revolt, there's no turning back. These mounted grenadiers, they're of course, like I said, that rare heavy range cavalry variant. Oh, they're also classified as light cavalry, so they get countered by archers and skirmishers as well. So they're all cavalry types. Thus, they get countered by everything. Damage output's not significantly great as well. I think take a better look at them at one point in time. A couple more horse artillery straight forward. Castle does go down there. Got a couple field guns now pull on the field. That would be very useful against the revolutionaries. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not exactly too impressed by the mounted Granados. If they were just ranged heavy cav, that would be one thing. But since they also classify as light cavalry, they get countered by skirmishers. Pretty hard. Of course, let's see, what other cards can you employ in field with a revolt deck? Bring some outlaw stuff, got some Lombards, improve Lancer stuff. You can bring in the Italian El Nati mercenaries, elite Lancers, some little Bombards, but that's a lot of coin, which he does have a decent amount of coin, so maybe bring in one of these mercenary shipments. Outlaw band is 19 random outlaws, just sheer quality. Not familiar with that mod. I play a lot of different RTSs. I didn't really get much into many mods for RTSs, honestly. Other than my own mod for Comp Heroes 2. In Defend Edition, I think they did take quite a bit from the, they really improved all the Revolt decks. Revolts were available in, let's see, was it War Chiefs or, what's it called? Asian Dynasties? But they were pretty bare-bone basic. Now they're actually full-blown decks with uniqueness to them. Who's not falling back? He doesn't really have time to fall back. He has to be a bit more aggressive. The longer he waits, the worse off he is. But if he can't, if he's not comfortable to push forward, then it's probably gonna be game over for him relatively soon. Try and claim this city battery there. Has a couple more horse artillery here. And he never got his Royal Guard upgrades as well. Now going for a San Martin, which will give him the San Martin Hero, 13 Mountain Granados, and 10 Dragoons. Which is sort of weird. He has War Wagons. Would they be Guard Dragoons? Or would they be regular Dragoons? Big buttons. Because right now, he has Guard War Wagons, but he has no Guard Dragoons, since that's not a unit he can usually deploy. So he may get lesser quality Dragoons is not super great. If they're Guard Dragoons, that makes perfect sense. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Up the hour Guard Dragoons. Okay, that's good. Switches shipment to coins. San Martin is a pretty healthy hero. Let's see. I think it's just mostly there for flavor. Looks just looks like a Hussar with a lot of extra health. I would say he's like, oh, he's not a mercenary, but things that counter heroes also counter mercenaries generally. And he is classified as hero, so spies will kill him pretty quickly if anybody actually deploys spies. But then again, since he's not a mercenary, these Magadis do bonus damage versus a mercenary, which he is not. Red is going to just play it safe since his opponent's economy is pretty much stalled out. Why do people build mosque fast with Ottomans since they only get millets after clicking Commerce Age? I'm not so sure. Maybe for a bit of experience, maybe just try to build it early. I'm not really an Ottoman player myself. Let's see. I probably just want to get it up and going early on so you get also the experience trickle, as well as just making sure you can always get those upgrades going. Culverins firing away against each other, got horse artillery, got some Nagachos advancing forward. Around 11 Knights of Flank hit those artillery pieces immediately. That's not looking good for blue. Culverins here, Red's Falconets do go down. Revolutionaries are starting to get countered by the Fulani archers. Horse artillery getting some great hits on this formation. Revolutionaries starting to get some holes into them. Uhlans charge way forward, but it looks like they are not going to be enough. Mounted Granados, their base damage is 17. I'm just not impressed by them. And looks like Blue's armor will go down. That's probably game over since he has no real way to follow up with this. He has 2,000 coin. He could perhaps, once get so close to a shipment, perhaps bring some mercenaries, but nothing here. Only the Elmetos will probably be useful right now, which are Elite Mercenary Lancer. Nope, there's the Elmeto shipment. He's also clicked one of the big buttons. Or maybe that was... That's red. And there's blue. And it looks like blue went ahead and back out of the game. This is Zatrax018, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.